Do it on air.
Do a shot on air.
Do the shot on air. Recording over there, yeah?
Yep. Hello.
What's up, guys?
What's up?
Should we use those things?
What's things?
The screens?
These things.
I don't know. You don't
Have you
necessarily
noticed a
have to. I mean, you can if you want to, but you don't
it's
have
okay.
to.
No,
It's just like a little extra pussy popper filter.
I got you.
So
You
Okay.
don't
Pop
get
your
to look
peas.
as cool as us, man.
okay.
Yeah.
You look all professional.
Yeah.
Pop the
yeah.
peas, you know what I mean? You don't pop the peas anymore.
That's the real
right,
stuff
Rolo?
right there.
You don't pop those peas.
Pop them peas. Thank you.
A show.
I might have to read this up and try to. Sorry.
Oh, you're good. I just want to try to.
This is actually a nice armrest, though.
Right.
It's killing me. The armbar today.
Who got you?
Professor.
Oh, yeah. We knew that.
Oh, yeah.
Is that before or after you tapped him out, like you were saying?
Man, he got mad because I got him several times.
and
then bragged about
it.
Oh, wait, we're recording?
Just kidding. Is that on record?
Well, fuck, man. Cheers, guys. Saturday night. Another Tomato Cans podcast. Good to see everybody. It's a little...
Oh, I wanted to be to sing that part. Saturday night, we in the spot.
Let's go ahead.
Let's go.
If you don't believe me, just watch. Wow.
Cheers,
Hey,
guys.
fucking cheers, guys. Tomato Cans.
Tomato cans.
Tomato cans. Woo!
So good, though.
I tried to switch it around so I could like really take in that taste. It's good. It's very good.
Okay, bro. Name the song, and I'll do a video sometime this week.
Oh yeah.
Or
Let's
name
see.
3 songs, and I'll pick one of them.
Let's go with so I'm gonna name the one that comes up in my head, and you said Bruno Mars, right?
No, it could be anybody.
Let's do Bruno Mars since you like him. We'll do Versace on the Floor.
Versace on the floor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Versace on the floor.
What's number 2? I want options, man.
Debbie Gibson. Bring it back.
Milli Vanilli.
Oh man, I don't know. I'll think of it as we go through this
right.
this podcast. Yeah, the 2 more, huh? And R&B songs.
No, it could be anything, man.
Yo,
I do everything.
some Celine Dion.
Celine, man. I can rock that Celine.
Man,
So, so you were saying earlier, just before like the camera and stuff was on, that's, I mean, essentially at one point you really did like singing that much, huh?
I did, man.
Yeah.
I did it a lot. I did it to the point where I wanted to go professional. And this is when we were living in Atlanta. So I was 14, 15 maybe. But at that time, my parents were working all the time. And there wasn't really any support, you know? So I had this whole setup. I was doing rapping and singing. And I actually wrote a whole rap song and showcased myself at a local talent show. And I knew the person that was running the talent show. And she said that she wouldn't put me officially on the talent show, but she wanted to showcase, because then at the same time she wanted to be my manager too.
Mm-hmm.
So she got me into the thing, and the judges didn't know. So I think there was probably about 35 acts altogether. And the judges didn't know that I wasn't entered into the talent show. But at the end, when all the scores came out, I would have placed second.
Okay.
Yeah, I would have placed second. So, but then they took me out. So.
Yeah.
You could have been like the next Jermaine Dupri.
Yeah.
You know,
It's a long time ago, man.
Jin.
You know, he's making a comeback, man.
Is he really?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
He's doing Nick Cannon as well now.
Yeah.
He's replacing.
I did see him on
Yeah.
there. I thought.
He's replacing Tim DeLaGhetto
I don't know who that
because
is.
they need that token Asian guy. Because he was the other Asian guy.
Oh,
that
he's
was on-
the other Asian guy. Okay. Yeah. I was watching some YouTube thing on Jin because I actually started searching up what's his name, China Mac,
Mhm.
and so China Mac did that new song with Wu-Tang or whatever the case, or with
Yeah,
Method
with
Man.
Method Man. Yeah.
Who the hell is China Mac?
China Mac.
What?
I know who
Man,
China Mac
come
Fucking
on.
racist, man.
Figures. It figures.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, so China Mac did that song, which made me. It came up on YouTube. I didn't know who China Mac was,
Mhm.
and then I heard that song with him and Method Man, and I was like, "Damn, this dude is good," you know.
Yeah.
And then apparently, like him and Jin had beef back in the day, and this, that, the other. It was just like a big, I don't know, freaking soap opera, but yeah, pretty interesting.
Yeah, China Mac, he's legit gangster,
good.
man. He was
Yeah, I realized
locked
that.
up and did his time and everything.
Yeah,
Who is China
Yeah.
Mac?
So he's
he's a Chinaman.
I don't know either. So.
Yeah, right.
one of them Brooklyn boys.
He's Mac,
He's,
and he's Chinese.
No, I mean he definitely has a lot of respect over there.
From New York?
From New York.
Yeah, from New York.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that makes it even tougher because that's like the origins of hip hop and stuff, you know.
It's crazy if you just heard him talk though and didn't see his face, you would just think it's just some other dude from
some hood dude.
from some hood dude from Brooklyn, like, you know, or wherever he's from. I'm not sure where he's from,
Right.
but he definitely sounds, you know, like he's from New York and everything like that. But then you see him, it's like that shit don't match.
You expect Big Papa, but
Yeah.
not quite.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, he's definitely been rapping for a while now.
Yeah.
So and then he tried to do some kind of YouTube thing about food and shit. I don't think that flew too well.
No.
Yeah, it was like he was trying to play the nicer guy. He's not really a nice guy, or at least his image doesn't look like a nice guy, or a reputation's not a nice guy.
He had a thing almost like
Action Bronson?
I don't even know who that is. I mean, I've heard of it.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Well, he does that show, Fuck That's Delicious.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's a hip hop. You never heard of Action Bronson?
Mm-mm.
Go figure.
He's a big
You never
dude,
heard
right?
of the white rapper, huh?
Oh.
I see.
You mean Eminem or?
Yeah, I mean, there's another one.
Is it-
There's
yeah. I thought he was the only one.
right.
Man.
No, yeah, Action Bronson. He's like a New York rapper as well, but he has a show on Vice, I think, or one of those channels. It's called Fuck That's Delicious, where he just pretty much just gets high and then either makes food or goes to places and eats a bunch of good ass food. You know what I mean?
So that brings up makes me think about what I was talking about earlier. 2 Chainz had this show. It was on YouTube, and this chef, like gourmet chef, makes all these freaking meals with THC or whatever it is. So like
The most expensivest was it on that?
something like that or whatever. But he's so high in this show, and he's taking breaks in between. But he's smoking a blunt, and there's this oil that is like, I don't know, X amount, like each freaking, he just dips his finger on it and then wipes it on the blunt and adds like 50 grams or
Whatever,
much,
yeah.
you know, grams of is it grams, milligrams?
I think it was
We're talking about
milligrams.
milligrams,
Yeah.
of THC on it. But not only is he smoking, he's also eating each entree. So it's like entrees, and then, you know, but it's these little things, and like one like quail egg thing mixed infused with THC was like 25 milligrams, right? And that's just one meal, but he's continuously eating. And then his manager was like, I think we need to stop.
Right.
Like that's
he's at
over.
one point he's like, isn't he like trying to like say something and he just kind of
Yeah.
like trails off.
Yeah.
He just like stops pretty
Yeah.
much. And then they're like, I think we need to be done.
He's like, that's over 150 milligrams of THC already, like in a short time.
Yeah, that
frame,
show's actually pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
He's done some insane stuff, like
Yeah.
gone and seen some crazy shit on that show. The most expensivest.
Yeah, I've passed that a couple times. Never spent the time.
Yeah, it's pretty cool,
Yeah.
man. It's definitely one to check out. It's got some, I mean, I haven't seen like every episode or anything, but you catch those little clips like on YouTube,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
catch it for about 10 minutes, and it's like the perfect attention span for.
I saw a clip last night. It was like 1 a.m, and my eyes could barely open, but I happened to watch it. It was who's the top internet troll between Tekashi 6ix9ine and 50 Cent. I didn't know 50 Cent went off like that, man.
Yeah, he's a pretty
trolled
big-
everybody, dude.
What did he do?
He's trolled everybody.
Oh, yeah?
Everybody and anybody, man. Like, people are afraid to say anything about 50 because he'll just go off on them.
Uh-huh.
And then, of course, Tekashi with all the rat shit that he's doing right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man.
Is
And
that
now
thing
they're
still going on? I
they're
suppose
going
it is,
against
but-
each other right now.
Are they
That's
really?
the craziest thing, man.
There's a dude, I can't think of where it was at, but there's a dude that's been doing all these murals with 50 Cent's face on them. Have you seen these? Have you
I've
seen
heard
them?
about it. I didn't.
So like he'll take pictures of just like random people, you know what I mean, like Snoop Dogg, but then he'll put like 50 Cent's face on it, or one of like Donald Trump, but then it's 50 Cent's face on it. And he's been doing like all sorts of them, and 50 had been like tweeting him out occasionally and being like, yo, who the fuck is doing this? This needs to stop, like and at first it was funny, but then he just kept doing them, and 50 started kind of getting pissed, I guess. But that dude got beat up like a week ago or something.
really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Out of nowhere. Got
Nothing
beat
to do
up.
with 50 though.
Yeah, probably not. Probably not at all. But yeah, he finally got beat up.
Could you imagine though? Like, it doesn't take much, but that dude was able to just do that and then get like social media fame.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like he blew up because I'm sure he had a lot of followers or people.
Maybe,
yeah,
or maybe that's
maybe
what
that,
hit.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Maybe
Yeah.
he was just some fucking graffiti mural artist that just one of them took off for him. But that's like Banksy. You know who Banksy is?
Mm-mm.
You know who Banksy is? He's like that graffiti artist that, he does all these big murals and they sell for like hundreds of thousands of dollars and shit.
Damn.
And he's like super famous, but he's just a graffiti artist. You know what I mean? And it blows my mind that people will spend like that kind of money on some piece of graffiti art or just art in general.
Yeah,
You
I
know
was
what
just
mean?
gonna say like art in general. I don't understand. Maybe if we had a ton of money, we'd understand.
Mhm.
Like putting money down on something like spending money on something like that. That's a
Right.
piece of art. Like
Mm.
yeah, I don't know.
Well, a lot of times too, they it's kind of like these people have all this money that they're sitting on. They got to spend it some way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they buy art, and then the art sits on their wall, and it just collects. Or just sits there for a few years, and it's worth whatever value they paid for it. You know what I mean? But really, it's like that gets out to other people. You know what I mean? Like
Another way to look at it is art is one of the biggest ways to launder money.
mhm.
I've known people where
That is true. Yeah.
they claim to own like a small art gallery, right?
Uh-huh.
But because art is subjective, people are willing to pay, so they could just go get some piece of shit stuff at Ross and then launder like it. Somebody paid $10,000 for this.
Mhm.
Damn, that makes it. Yeah, that's a good point though,
Yeah.
huh? Yeah.
Well, and you see,
that.
a lot of like those cartel drug dealers, those, super rich rolling drug dealers and stuff, they have tons and tons of expensive art.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? But that's a way for, it's like kind of another shell for you to say you have all that money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm an art collector.
Yeah.
A lot of peacocking going on.
I know, right? Yeah. That's just crazy. I can't imagine spending like that much money on a painting,
Or any one thing.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well, fuck, like, I mean, I like cars, you know, but when you start getting into the prices of some of these, like, really ridiculous high-end sports cars and shit, it blows my mind. Like, I was just watching, Adam Carolla was on, Fighter and the Kid the other day.
Oh, I heard about that.
He bought a Paul Newman Porsche for $4.5 million.
Wow.
I mean, that's
crazy.
Corolla coming up, man.
insane, man. Yeah, well, it's funny because he's talking about it, and he's like, well, I had to sell my other cars in order to get that one. He had to sell like a Lamborghini and like some other Porsche. I think there's like a Ferrari in there. You know what I mean? So he had to sell like his little mini collection of cars just to get that one car. You know what I mean? But
Damn.
he's a big Porsche aficionado and a huge race fan and big Paul Newman fan. So that was what he wanted. You know what I mean?
Nice.
But you think about it too, and like that car, he sits on it for what, 5-10 years, and it's probably worth double that. You know what I mean?
Oh, it depends, man. If anybody knows who Paul Newman is anymore, you know?
Yeah, well, I mean, the value of all the stuff, like after he died, you know, and 20 years after he was like kind of famous or even longer, you know, now everything with Paul Newman is like kind of hot, you know, it's like ridiculously priced. So, and that's like it's a race car, you know what I mean?
Right.
It's not like your normal Porsche. That thing is an actual race. I think he raced Le Mans in that car, you know what I mean?
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, it's definitely like a
Legit,
badass car.
right?
But
Yeah.
shit, that's expensive.
Yeah.
I ain't paying that much for nothing.
Who knows, man? I think that probably within the next 25 years, electric cars will outnumber combustible engine cars.
They should.
You would think, right?
Mhm.
But I think that the government, the economy relies so much on oil.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Until
And
there's a shift, though.
until there's a shift, but man, do we really know like when that shift could happen? Because you know, obviously the whole thing is oil and there's agreements and stuff like that when we're talking about nations and everything.
Yeah, you got OPEC is like the big one.
Yeah. And if we flood the market with these awesome electric cars, then what's the need? What's the bigger need for oil? Minus, you know, the normal stuff, you know, making plastics and fueling other things aside from cars. But a lot of what we use it for is cars.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Well, here's the thing, and here's like, I don't know, maybe 20 years ago when I first started college, the one thing that always bothered me was, instead of the oil companies fighting the electric cars, they should have taken the time to invest then to get ahead of the game.
Mm-hmm.
And now they'll own the oil side of things and the electrical side of things. You know what I mean? So I think that's going to happen because of guys like Elon Musk making it so attractive for you to have an electric car.
minus that truck, that tank of a truck.
That shit is
not
badass,
very-
Yeah, well,
though, man. That shit is
It's
badass.
awesome.
I heard
but
that
it is not the most attractive
Dude,
thing in the
it
world,
is
though.
From the
fucking
outside,
awesome.
but from the inside, shit.
Awesome.
Did you see Jay Leno?
I
Jay
didn't see
Leno
the
took a test drive.
Uh-uh.
Oh yeah, man. I think that
Thing is
the exterior
badass,
probably
dude.
needs some work, but shit, dude. 0 to 60 in 2 point something seconds.
That's
That's
crazy.
fucking crazy, dude.
Because you get instant reaction off it, right?
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to wait for something like a combustible
Seriously.
engine to,
Yep.
you know,
It's
pistons
like
and shit
instant
to work.
torque.
Yeah.
Instant.
That's crazy.
And like you were saying, B, I always wondered that too. Why, if I were an oil baron, you know, I always thought instead of like resisting or fighting it, why wouldn't you have put the money into those same systems, put it into hydro, put it into electric, put it into wind power,
Mm-hmm.
and you can use all of those on top of oil, you know what I mean? And you could essentially come up with new ways to use alternative energy while reducing the usage of oil, but then you could start maximizing the use of that oil on other things.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So actually, I mean, you wouldn't be using so much at a time. Reserves would stay at a little bit higher level, but now you could actually maximize the output with the oil, and you can start maximizing electrical use vehicles or solar or wind or hydro, whatever it might be. And I never understood that. I always thought to myself, like, why wouldn't you want to almost monopolize in the game?
Yeah, I mean, with all the investment power that they have,
Mm-hmm.
especially after the quarantine, I think it was a big eye opener for everybody when everybody stopped consuming oil on a regular basis.
Yeah.
And it basically crippled the oil industry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They have to realize and they have to open their eyes that they can't put all their eggs into one basket like this.
Well, on that too, and OPEC, you know, fucking the Saudis really like Middle East really fucked all the other countries with OPEC because they kept producing oil when everybody else was not producing oil, and they did it intentionally to kind of fucking crash the oil game. Now it just happened to be that Corona happened at the same time and all this other shit, you know, so it actually, more than just that, affected the fact that that's how gas dropped all the way back down to what it is. But then you finally got Saudi Arabia and those other countries to finally, I think it was Saudi Arabia and maybe Russia, like the two main ones. They finally agreed to cut back production.
They were the two that were at each other's necks, man.
Yeah, no. And so they finally agreed to like go back to what everybody else wanted. And because of that, since the oil, 3 weeks ago or whatever, dropped as low as it did, in this last couple weeks, even this week, they've been having some really big rallies. You know what I mean? Like days where the oil prices are coming back up. But it's just a crapshoot, man. You know, I don't even know like what the good valuation of oil should be. You know, when you look at like in 07, 08, right before like the market and everything crashed, that was when you saw like the highest price for oil barrels ever. You know, you're looking at like over 100 or 120 bucks, whatever, you know. And then that shit crashes, and even now, just a few weeks back, WTI was negative. You know, a barrel of oil was like negative 23 bucks. You know what I mean? So how do you determine the valuation like so fluidly? Now it's over time and stuff, but even now, what's a good valuation? Kind of like you're saying, like we use it for so much shit, you know, so when stuff gets shut down and it's not being used, you really see that hurts, you know. But like B is saying, when all this extra shit is shut down, you start seeing like it's good for the environment, it's better for other aspects of life besides just that transportation of goods or whatever it might be, you know.
Yeah, if they want to take control of the automobile industry, that's the only way for them to go, because they're always going to have the big stuff, you know, the airplanes and all that, especially the military consumes loads and loads of oil. But the regular consumer, they're going to shift. They're going to grow where the market grows. You know what I mean?
You'd think so, man. And I mean, I guess there are certain things that we end up, like the regular civilian population, like they're utilizing things that are not necessarily towards oil or whatever. But it seems like people have the option already, but not I would say the majority are not taking advantage of like electric cars or whatever, just because of maybe like an old mindset. But dude, could you imagine like?
Well, it's not vastly affordable yet either across the board.
Yeah, but even people who can afford it,
right?
Like they're not shifting over to it. But I think more so it's unknown of the longevity and everything of it at this time.
Right.
You know.
Well, I mean, and even to kind of touch on, look at the efficiencies of cars. Like you would think we're still like running on a baseline on some cars of like, you know, 20 miles to the gallon. You would think with all the technology advancements, all the efficiencies that we've come up with, a car baseline right now should not still be 20 miles to the gallon.
Well, I think that there's a lot of regulation to keep it that way.
Well, there's definitely a lot of, I wouldn't say regulation as much as feet dragging or intentionally keeping it that way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I really feel like it has to do with whatever kind of agreements the governments have amongst each other, right? Like whatever long-term agreement, there may be more behind that we don't know necessarily, you know, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, I was going to bring that up too. So military, we utilize the shit out of it too, you know, and then back in the day, World War I, World War II, it was super important to have Saudi in our back pocket because of the oil, to fuel our tanks, especially in a desert, like Desert Storm era during that time. The need to have them as an ally was important because of the use of oil.
The fueling stations and everything else, the jumping off points. And, yeah, for sure. I don't know. Have you seen that big, like, I think it's in Australia where Elon Musk did the huge solar bank, like the massive solar farm pretty much.
Oh, nice.
But the whole thing, it's been up and running, but the whole idea behind that was he wants to set up pretty much like a competitive market type environment for solar, in the sense of like we could get on to the solar market, and if we have batteries, it'd have like 5 companies, and this company is producing this much per hour and it costs this much, or this company is producing this much and it costs this much. So you have companies that are actually competing with each other to keep the prices lower, and you're still trying to maximize the output. You know what I mean? And that's not a system that it's starting to be used for little things, but it's not widely used, or it's not on a level like we're saying, where you would think it would be nice if we had that ability for every person in America, or if every person had solar, or if we weaned ourselves to where X amount of buildings had solar power, and I think there's even some cities that have like implemented, certain not laws, but maybe ordinances, but to have X amount of their power be solar or be wind or whatever it might be by whatever year, you know what I mean? So like, there's definitely ways that we can do it, and it's just not efficient, or it's efficient, it's just not widely used enough yet.
I'm surprised because we're over, probably more than 2-3 decades worth of the invention of solar power. Bad on that. So like, why aren't we taking advantage of that more?
I think the key to solar, from what I understand, is not the technology to be able to absorb energy from the sun. It's to be able to hold the energy in batteries. And the battery technology is what's really lacking.
Storage.
Yeah, storage. So, and I think I've heard recently that Elon's made a breakthrough, because me and Elon tight like that. First name basis.
That's your homie, yeah.
But I heard he made a breakthrough in battery technology. So he's looking, if everything goes through well, he's looking to drop the prices on all his cars and everything, making things more affordable.
Wow, yeah.
So we need people like him, man.
Sure.
I've ever since the first Rogan podcast, he's elevated him in my book, man.
That's huge though. Like, for him to utilize an electric car and have that much power behind it too.
Well, he's one man, right? And his mentality
I don't know. I don't know.
Is he a man?
He could be alien.
Is he a man? He's not a man.
Where does he say he's from?
But that's the awesome thing. And not to give Trump that much credit, but I see Trump working kind of off of that same basis, isn't that he doesn't have to answer to the people with a lot of money. You know what I mean? It's with Elon, he's on a different level than Trump, in that money probably has little or no motivation in him now these days.
He just paid himself. He just got a bonus. Did you see his bonus?
I didn't see his bonus.
He just earned a fucking $770 million bonus for hitting performance benchmarks.
What does that do to somebody like that, though? You know what I mean? Like, does he even?
I mean, like you said, it's at some point you're just kind of like,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's not like you see that dude with like gold teeth and chains and shit. Like,
as a matter of fact, he sold all his houses.
Yeah, I mean, he's selling. He's in the process of like minimizing. He makes all this money, but now he's got like 5 kids, I think, total, 4 or 5 kids total.
Yeah, one with some symbols in there.
Yeah, now the youngest one is the artist formerly known as a baby. I don't know what its name is, but
they didn't give him a name.
They gave him a name.
Did you not see the name? It's like X12, or dude, it's like
some Greek letters in there.
Yeah, it's
when you know that you have multiple generations that are going to be millionaires because of what you did. Like, I guess you could do anything.
You could. And the good thing is that he honestly wants to help humankind.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's that, and it really shows in the things that he does. But not only that, so he's only one man. But if you look at countries like India, right? India is like 1/5 of the global population alone, and they have no stake in oil. So when they get to producing electric cars, electric vehicles, and stuff, they're gonna shift the global market in that perspective.
That's because that'll be a per capita, like the population. The amount of cars that they'll start producing.
Yeah, and every single one of those motherfuckers are fucking doctors and engineers, man.
Right.
So they're going to make shit happen,
It's
man.
crazy. I mean, you think about, they have a lot of money in their economy, but it's the percentage, it's like the 1% or the 0.5% compared to the other 99.5% have no money.
Yeah.
You know?
The reason why China can't do it is because they got a foothold on the oil market. And I personally think that China is always going to be the runner-up as far as technology-wise, because they're always stealing shit.
Well, yeah,
to become theirs. You can't ever be innovators if you're the ones who's just copying. You know what I mean?
I agree with that. They're not innovative. They take what's already there and then they make it their own. Or,
and they make it with cheap products.
Right. They overheat that shit, overclock it. They put new exhaust on it, and
too many corners being cut, man.
Man, I'm telling you.
Fly.
And what's that website? So Alibaba, like is a huge place where you can get stuff from China and they'll ship it to you or whatever the case.
Yeah.
But it's all just knockoff stuff. But you can start a business utilizing that place.
Man,
you know?
dude. I mean, I think we've joked around about it before, but like buying gis.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We could start a gi business tomorrow. All we got to do is get on Alibaba.
Yeah.
You know, find one of those.
Some of those places are from Pakistan, though.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, then that makes it legit. But I wouldn't buy like China-made stuff, man.
And you can if you can find the real hemp gis, you know what I mean, as opposed to the knockoff ones and stuff. But dude, you could. I mean, some of those gis, it's like if you buy 200 of them, you get them for like $30 a piece. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's just.
I wonder like what you're investing in by buying. Like, where's that money getting crushed?
I actually, when cigarette vapes like first became big, like I went on Alibaba and I bought like 20 of them. And I spent, I don't know, it was only like $600 or something. So I bought like 20 of them and I ended up selling them to people at the pool hall, or like people that I knew from shooting pool and shit. And I made all my money back and like a little bit of money, you know. It wasn't like I made tons of money, but I had thought about that. I was like, you could essentially make this a business. You could start your business off of this, you know, but
dude, we got these slap-on koozies that we heat pressed on. We had an order of like 300. We had to fulfill a 150 koozie order. But they did like, I think to order them, you had to do at least 300 or something like that or whatever. There's a minimum order. It took a month for it to get to us, 3 weeks to a month to get to us. It cost us like, 65 cents for a koozie.
Oh, nice.
Sold the koozies for like freaking $5 to $8 a koozie.
Yeah.
You know, and the cost of vinyl in that small of a area, like it's not much.
Doing like,
you know,
a little square, you know.
So you're like quadrupling your money in a very short time.
Yeah.
You know, it didn't take long.
You figure after production you're spending less than $1 still, right, per koozie.
Yep. They freaking Amazon did this thing because I was trying to sell on Amazon. And a lot of people were doing that. Get shit from Alibaba, modify it because they'll change it to however you want, and then just make sure you pick something that's good. Then you got to figure out the algorithm of how to get you on the first top 5 pages of Amazon and everything like that. But Amazon did this thing on marshmallow sticks. I think it's called like jungle sticks or something like that, right? And they were able to market this thing so well, get them from a location, you know, X amount of like, they were like the top freaking stick sellers or whatever,
right?
And in the year they made like $185,000 off those sticks. I was like, holy crap.
Yeah, you can. I mean, there's all sorts of little ways like that to
Yeah.
make money. I missed a boat. I even thought, so right when like crypto broke out in 2017, like whenever that big wave happened.
Whenever our freaking TRX was supposed to freaking
It
blow
did.
up, bro.
It did blow up. I mean, it did. At one point, it got up to 30 cents. That's blowing up.
I'm
Considering
still waiting, man. I'm still waiting.
I still holding.
What is it? 2 cents still?
1.6 to
1.6,
2,
okay,
somewhere
yeah.
in between there. It's all good. I still got like about 10 grand total. Crypto
You
out
said
there.
something
Nice.
about crypto last week that you wanted to bring up on the show. What was that about? We never got to it.
I don't remember now.
Mm.
I have to think about it. I don't remember. I don't remember what it was.
That's crazy. But watch, man, when we're all like 60,
Uh-huh.
and then we
Oh,
look
it'll
back-
pay off.
Yeah.
It'll pay off, man.
Well, so there's now especially Bitcoin halved, right? So it had the halving event. Prices are still relatively staying the same. They haven't jumped up that much lately. I started thinking though, more than anything else, like crypto is nice, and what it's doing is kind of giving the alternative to a regular cash or fiat currency system, which it's supposed to do. The technology is blockchain. That's really what you want to care about, is the technology and who and what is using the technology. However, with the development, especially within the last year, of quantum computers and quantum computing, it's only a matter of time before the blockchain that we see it as it is, or even cryptocurrency the way we see it as it is going to be obsolete off of the first version of quantum currency or quantum blockchain. You know what I mean? So that's the only thing that, like, I don't see these versions or these forms of cryptocurrency as like the be all end all, the next step. You know what I mean? I think this is a nice little in between, and it's kind of showing the development and the way it's going to go. You start seeing too, I mean, banks are starting to kind of adapt the idea, or even kind of toss around the idea of a virtual stable coin, which is the same thing, just pegged to the dollar 1-to-1. And that's exactly what the whole idea behind this with crypto was, to be decentralized. And so you would be not tied to that. Well, now the banks and even the government finally eventually will put together their own form of a cryptocurrency. So
I'm surprised that stuff didn't blow up even more after this whole COVID thing.
yeah, it did. I mean, if you think, I mean, Bitcoin dropped to $3,800 like 60 days ago.
Yeah.
And it's back up to right around 10 grand now. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So it dropped, it went back up. But really too, like, if you pay attention to the market, there's so many cryptos, even new ones, that are developing
Popping up here and there.
and coming through. So like there's some that are shooting around, like, so like Justin's son bought Steam, right? And like the Steam community didn't like that. So then the Steam community decided with their blockchain, like, they're going to do a hard fork and kind of create their own coin and kind of take Justin's son's control out of their own coin, right? And whenever they dropped their own coin and that fork happened, that coin went like 30 times in the first however long, you know what I mean? And so there are good projects out there that, and there's still the whole thing of like, there's still market manipulation as well, you know what I mean? But I watch, I look around at it, and I still have some money in there, but I think maybe what I was gonna talk about last week was like, it just seems like now it's starting to become a good time to get back into it. You have all of like the fear and all like the amateurism that was there, like when it blew up a couple years back, and when you had everybody that just was like, oh, I don't even know what Bitcoin is, but I'm gonna throw my money in it, like tons and tons and tons of people, they're just going off of somebody else's word. You got a lot of that fear out of there when it all deflated, but it's a more stable market right now, you know what I mean? And it stayed stable even when you saw the stock market crash. Like I said, I mean, Bitcoin dropped too, but it stayed stable, and it's still staying stable. So for the whole thing where people were saying that it was going to go real quick,
it's still around, man. And it's been around for, 30 years now?
I mean, I don't know exactly how many years it's been around, but it's definitely been around a long time.
And that Bitcoin is going to be, thinking a strictly electronic transfer
Yeah.
of money, right?
Yeah.
I was thinking like, because I know that during this COVID thing, man, I don't like exchanging dollars.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's
You know?
always the fear of
paper wise, right?
yeah, the
You
fear
know?
of collecting viruses and shit through mediums like that, right?
Yeah.
I'll only give out, like, I have some cash that I keep on me, and I'll only give it out like if I don't need change back type
Right.
of thing, you know, like
Right. So it's funny, right? Because I'm the same way. I don't like using cash. I don't really like carrying cash. I carry cards, but I'm also not really about like the Samsung Pay or like the Visa Pay.
Yeah.
You know, that quick scan pay
Yeah.
shit.
Even that Apple Pay.
Yeah, Apple Pay.
yeah.
You know, stuff like that. I don't, and like PayPal, like I've used PayPal. I've had a PayPal account for years, but I don't really like PayPal anymore. I'm kind of like try to not use it, you know. But I mean, Venmo and any of those, there's so many different things now. Like
Zelle.
Zelle.
Yeah. We use all that shit for our business.
Yeah, and
too.
I mean it works, especially for business, you know. But it's funny because, like you said, I don't use cash, but I'm also not like. Zelle is the same way. It's not so incorporated where you go to the store and I just pay with my Zelle. You know what I mean? Like crypto's going on that same line. It's still not incorporated enough where I can just go to any store and use my Bitcoin to pay for what I want. You know what I mean? But maybe one day we'll get there.
Versus a platform,
right?
You know, whereas like Zelle and this platform of utilizing dollars versus Bitcoin, you know, eventually.
Yeah,
maybe.
man. I think when there's no more need for fiat currency, you know.
Well, and how long have they talked about too? Even switching from dollar to just a coin. You know what I mean? Or like doing away with the paper fiat in general. You know, I mean, even if they did that, like, why would I want to carry around more fucking coin? You know, like
heavier, more of a pain in the ass to deal with. Like I remember in when I was in Japan, like they have coins that are worth like $1, $5, whatever, you know, but they have cash though too, or whatever. But it was very easy for me to take that $2, $3 coin, whatever it was, I can't remember, and just like throw it to the side, like throw it in a jar or something like that, you know? Whereas like what we do for quarters right now, because more of habit now, right? But now, then, I mean, it was a decent savings, I guess. It's like a jar full of freaking $2, $3, you know, or whatever, versus just quarters. But I know I'll lose a coin faster than I'll lose paper.
Yeah.
You know?
I got all my money tied up in the dinar. I'm just waiting for it to come back. Joking.
Good luck.
I got like 2 million dinar, man. Only paid 50,000 for it.
Yo.
Not currency trading. That's another thing too, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's really volatile. And speculation like that with something like that. I mean, there are a lot of people that are steadfast on the idea that something like the dinar is going to come back, and when it does, they're going to be rich. You know what I mean? Like, good luck to you, man.
Yeah,
I'll take it. I mean,
yeah, man.
I like money, but there's so many ways, man. I think we just keep doing this podcast. Make some
Hopefully,
money.
man.
One of
We're
these
looking
days,
for sponsors.
you know, one of these days.
Anybody out there?
Basil Hayden's.
Dre Day,
Pennington Law,
Pennington Law, you know, sponsors.
A&R Designs, Apex Property Inspections. You know, anybody? Any takers?
Apex Medical.
Yeah, I mean, and then what is what's Docs? What's
it's
Docs?
like Apex Medical. Or something.
Right.
Oh, that's
DeBoa out there.
Yeah, DeBoa.
Be nasty male gigolo.
Yeah, there we go.
AZIV Medics.
AZIV Meds. You know, somebody, anybody.
Walsh Consulting Group.
Yeah, I was gonna say what's his company's
No.
name? 5'9" or
No. It's a Walsh Consulting Group.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Man, it's crazy because there's a ton of entrepreneurs that just around the group that we have.
Right.
You know, it's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome to see.
Yeah, man. It's cool.
Yeah.
You know, it's
opportunities there, you know.
And again, go back to the whole can't believe like how it started the way it started, and it was all through jiu-jitsu. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's pretty fucking awesome.
Coming full circle, man.
I don't see anything else. Like if I was trying to get a will and I saw Dre there and he was like giving me the will, I'm like, who's this freaking guy?
Right? Right.
Man.
I know.
Like,
Could
just
you
give me my
imagine?
will so I can get out of here.
Right. Yeah, like think about it. Like outside of that walk of life. I mean, now we're all friends, and we've been friends
Sure.
for a while. But like, start thinking about it. Like, where would I have ever met you outside of DeBoa? Like, probably nowhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, where would I have met you, B or Lay? Where would I met you? Like, probably nowhere.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Then we wouldn't be able to enjoy those awesome freaking fish tacos that you just made.
Man.
Dude, those are good.
Oh man, those are so
amazing.
good.
I'm gonna
Thank
snatch
you.
one on the way out.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure, man.
Yeah.
Help me.
Meaning,
Well, you got to get out of
yeah.
here anyways, huh?
Yeah, so I'm an hour and some change late, but it's okay.
That's
It
our
was
fault.
worth it. I
That's
wanted
my
to make
fault.
Sure. No, it's okay. I want to
Sorry,
make sure
Annie.
I get some airtime.
There you go.
You know,
And another fish taco.
Messing
And-
up your freaking frisbee game.
frisbee game, man.
Date.
Yeah,
My
Can
bad.
Jam.
Cam Jam.
You guys ever heard of that?
No.
Man, we all need to get together and play some Can Jam.
The hell's that?
Yeah.
We'll look it up. We'll talk about it next time.
Can
Can
Yeah.
Jam.
All right.
Can Jam, like a tomato can jam.
Yeah, Can
Yeah.
Jam.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
I think that's what Rolo calls gay sex.
Jamming that can.
It's the Can Jam.
It's the Can
Jam it in there, man. Jam it in
Over
there.
to the can.
Can you?
I can't wait for you guys to be there.
Maybe next week, huh?
Dre said he was supposed to be here today or what?
Jay said he would try to make it tonight, but I don't think he's gonna make it next week. So it might
Okay.
be another 2 weeks before we see him.
Man, okay.
Yeah, so try to make plans, man.
Yeah.
Next weekend.
Yeah.
We want to do it every week, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If we can keep it consistent, that's the best thing. So
I can probably almost guarantee you that it's going to cause turmoil every week if I'm out.
yeah, well, you don't have to be here
Yeah.
every week, you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
No,
But,
we're gonna be here every week.
yeah, we're gonna try to do it every
We
week.
would like for you to be here as much as you can.
I wanted to be able to be for me to do it remotely,
Yeah, and we
You know?
we could definitely we can do that. We just
Yeah.
gotta fucking
especially when because Zalia is supposed to be here next week.
okay.
Oh, how long is she gonna stay?
Or maybe next week. A month and a half or so.
A month and a half.
Yeah.
All right.
So you know what will be awesome too is man, she's getting on social media and starting to get followers. She's got like 3,000 followers
Oh,
on
fuck.
freaking on TikTok and Instagram
Yeah.
or something
Okay.
like that. Like, and she does videos constantly of just doing makeup and doing whatever, and she's doing these other things. Man, I'd like to possibly see what she's got to say on here.
There you go.
We'll keep it a little PG.
Yeah,
and maybe
right.
get her followers, and
Yeah.
stuff too.
Dude, my
Come
girls,
and,
my
check
girls
it
do
out.
TikTok all the time
Yeah.
too, and they
Yeah.
do the same stuff. Like I was saying, even with the mics, that's like I take them with me because Sadie wants to. She, her big dream is to win American Idol or
Nice.
America's Got Talent. That's what she wants to do. So I'm always like, well, let's here we got mics, we can sing. So
Yeah.
I'm starting to get her to like do a little bit of singing into the mic, especially with like Audition, we can fucking make it sound pretty decent, just for her raw singing, but it's cool, man. Yeah. Like the kids are the future. Fucking tomato cans are for the children.
Oh yeah. Tomato cans love the kids. No, she did this video on some like deli jellies. I guess is a big thing.
Oh my
on,
God, the girls just made
girls love it,
videos
right?
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
dude. So she got 1.8 million likes on that thing.
No
Really?
shit.
On one video. Oh shit. Wow. On one video.
Wow.
And all the rest of her other videos are all the same. Takes this thing.
Yeah.
This is good. This is good.
Yeah.
And then that's it. That's the whole video. That's it. Like,
Yeah, the girls actually for their birthdays, that's what they bought with some of their birthday money.
They're
Was
expensive,
the
huh?
deli jelly. I think they got
Yeah.
like 2 packs. Dude, they literally spent between the two of them, they probably spent like $140
Yep.
on jelly candies.
I had
And
no
like you
idea.
said, they're not cheap, dude.
Yeah.
They're not cheap.
25 pack
Is
is
like-
like $50.
Yeah, it's like
What?
$40, $50.
45.
Yeah.
Oh wait, are they those little circle jelly things that
they're
you
like,
bite into?
They look like Jello. It's like flavored
They
Jello,
look like
but different
they're
shapes.
shaped like fruits.
Yeah.
But
one's apples or grapes,
Yeah.
and
Oh
then
my
they have
God.
like the jelly sticks also,
Yeah.
and then they've got these other ones too that aren't those. They're not the shapes, but they're like little cups, kind of.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And
She was doing
and
that too.
you shoot those, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? I shoot those with vodka.
The cup ones have been in the Asian markets for decades
Those
now.
are bomb.
Yeah, they have. Yeah.
Those are bomb. Those are way better than
Those
those
are not
deli
new.
jelly ones,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I know, but those are way better than those deli jelly ones or
Yeah.
whatever that other one is.
Really?
It's crazy.
Charles
though.
made me drive
TikTok blow
all
those
around
things up.
town to go find that shit. Man.
Which ones? The jelly
The,
things?
the circle ones that you guys were talking
Yeah.
about,
Yeah.
man.
Amazon, man.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. They were sold out for a little while.
Yeah,
Yeah.
supposedly Lily's was used to have them and Lamb's used to have them, so we were driving all over the place.
This is the deli jelly things. They're like made in Mexico or somewhere in
Brazil
Central
or
America.
Argentina
Yeah,
or
Central
something
America,
like that.
or
Yeah.
South America. But
Yeah.
those things are probably worth like 2 cents to make.
Probably.
And
It's Jello, dude.
blew
I mean,
this shit up
Yeah.
Fucking marketing
on TikTok.
genius.
Yeah.
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 Get to the kids.
You get
Once
into
the
the
girls,
kids, man.
once the girls saw the videos of it, that was one of their new goals, was to make these fucking deli jelly ASMR videos. You
They
know
need to
what I mean?
follow. They need to follow Zalia on that
Right.
thing.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
We got to get them together.
They may already. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm
you
sure.
know.
If I've asked her, I'm sure she'd be like, "Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
follow her, whatever." You know, I don't
Man,
know.
there's so
Maybe,
many
maybe
people
not.
that are they're on that thing, but I always like jump on because it tells me whenever she's live on Instagram doing her videos and stuff, and there'll be people on there like, "I love you, Zalia. Oh, would you marry me?" Like, I don't know if these are like some yeah. So my daughter's 13, turning 14 this month or whatever, you know. But there's some weirdos out there,
Creepers out
you know?
there,
Yeah.
man.
So I try to jump on the live and just let them know that I'm there, or like, you know, try to watch these comments because people are crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Social
People
media
are
is
crazy, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah. She actually got paid for that TikTok.
She
Really?
did.
Yeah.
Nice.
Because of so many, she got paid like I think she ended up getting paid like 50 something bucks.
Wow.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
a million views? Or
Uh,
likes?
So not for the likes, but maybe for the views.
Hmm.
I'm not 100% sure how that
Yeah,
works.
TikTok is like, I know TikTok is different as far as how you get paid. I don't know even what their their pay
How they
scale is
monetize
or whatever.
things, yeah.
But I know it's different than like YouTube or.
Aren't they
any of the
limit?
other
Don't they
ones.
limit the amount of time you can have per?
Yeah, I think it's
Clip.
like a 60 seconds
Oh yeah.
or whatever.
Is
yeah.
it? I don't know. I've just
That's
seen,
how Instagram is.
I
posted
just
videos.
know like there are some crazy ass TikTok videos out there, man.
Yeah.
Do you ever watch your Mom's House podcast?
Mm-hmm.
You ever watch your Mom's
Yeah.
House podcast? Like Tom Segura, fucking he pulls up some of the most insane. Him and his wife pull
Yeah.
up some of the craziest
Crazy ass
TikTok
videos and
dude.
shit, man. Torture their guests. with
Yeah,
them.
like some of their guests are like, oh my god. But then they get into non-TikTok videos that
All right.
get real bad. Anyways, but well, shoot, dude, we're gonna keep you late even
Cool.
later.
Yeah,
So-
all good, man. I appreciate it. It's awesome being back on. You know, good to see you guys, man. Great,
Yeah,
food,
for sure,
Great,
man.
great company as always. Sorry, I couldn't make it any later.
Yeah.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
We're gonna be here
So-
forever, dude. Every week.
Next time you'll have to tell us those stories about tapping out. You know.
Oh yeah, he knows. He knows what it is. He knows what I'm talking about. All right, man. Let's have a good one.
All right, guys. Tomato cans. We out. Peace.
I'm calling birds flying high. Birds flying high.
Did you notice anything different about the